Hi, my name is Mark Stalla and welcome to Little Green Man. Today I'm going to talk about tax reform, just a quick short video here, I hope. It's actually, I'm actually going to rant a little bit about an article that was in on globalnews.ca. It's the title, Tax Reform. Scheer says Trudeau's arrogance is astounding. Which is kind of funny, but we'll go into that in a little bit. Here, the whole idea of the article is that there are some tax reforms being implemented, tax reforms to close loopholes that corporations and the rich people that own them use to no end to increase their income, tax loopholes that we as regular citizens cannot take advantage of. And there are several reasons why we can't do that. And part of it is that we're already we don't earn enough money for this to be worth a while, but it's worth other people lots of money when they can hide it, particularly because they've been incorporated and they've become incorporated and able to split their income amongst their family members and pay almost no tax on it. And there are other things that Trudeau is trying to get closed, and of course the backlash is actually quite amusing. This was what he ran on, for crying out loud. I mean, can we not finally just say, for once, he actually is doing something he said he was going to do? I mean, rather than, unlike that proportional representation fiasco, where he was quite clear to say it's his decision, he doesn't want proportional representation for whatever reason. Well, I'll probably go into that into another video. But this particular article is actually quite funny because it's we have the Conservative leader, Andrew Scheer, if I can remember his name, this is federal politics, not provincial, is saying that it's attacking entrepreneurs and calling them tax cheats, and saying that about Trudeau. And then we have the two sides of the argument, and the other side is then the Liberals will counter with, well, the Conservative governments were happy to help the wealthiest Canadians decrease their tax burdens. And it's kind of funny is that these tax reforms don't actually affect the majority of Canadian taxpayers. They don't affect us at all, but they do affect a very small amount, and apparently a very small amount are being very, very vocal because they expect to lose a lot of money in tax breaks. Now, they're not gaining money, they're just sorry, it's not that they gained money before, it's just that they didn't pay their fair share of taxes. And again, I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to repeat it till I'm blue in the face, and I probably already am. Is that an average Canadian in Manitoba, or like an average Manitoban, will pay 30 to 40% in taxes, with the various income taxes, payroll taxes, and PST, GST, and whatever other things we've got to pay. It works out to be about 40% of what we earn. Now, rich people can pay pennies on the, not even pennies on the dollar, but really some of them are able to not pay anything at all because they're very, very clever, or because they've got loopholes in laws specifically written to get a certain type of a rich person to manipulate the money just in the right way, in a legal way, so they don't have to pay the taxes. And I've got a video about that I just did recently, just explaining what loopholes are not. They're not unintentional at all. So it's not really going to affect anybody, but apparently that everybody is kind of getting upset because the Liberal backbenchers, apparently, according to this article, are really getting hit hard because they're getting an earful from constituents throughout the summer because of. But it's not affecting very many people. And if that is true, then these Liberal backbenchers are complete and total idiots that don't understand the law and aren't able to explain it properly. So if this really is not affecting very many people, and it's only going to affect the rich people, then do something about it, you idiots. Stop letting it affect you in a way that to affect the party on what the laws you're going to put through that you ran on, that you promised these same people. So explain it to them; they'll understand. And this is really quite ridiculous. Is that, of course, it all comes down to that first opening line. Is the point of this is it's arrogance of Trudeau about tax reform. Because of why? It doesn't doesn't say. The article doesn't say why it's arrogant. Yes, it does affect people, and people are going to get emotional. Taxes are an emotional subject. But why is it arrogant? Article doesn't say. So it says, Amy Minsky, please explain yourself, because you've made a statement at the beginning, your point, but you don't make the point at all. In fact, the arrogance is in the whole point is that rich people should not pay taxes or not pay as much as working people like me. Average people that aren't making that much money and are having trouble making ends meet. So tax breaks for the rich should end. They should be paying a fair amount of taxes based on how much money they make and how much of the resources they use, and particularly corporations that don't pay hardly anything at all. Pennies. So yeah, the arrogance isn't Trudeau's in this case. There may be other cases, but not in this case. The arrogance is with the Conservatives, who think we are too stupid to realise that those loopholes were legally put into the tax code by Conservatives under Mr. Stephen Harper. Come on, I mean, does anyone really forget what Stephen Harper was like? The king of arrogance, surely. No. Write your articles and be factual, and let's remember, loopholes are there to help rich people and to actually hurt the people that don't make that much money, that do the real work. So, arrogance, yeah. Not with Trudeau this time. He's actually going out of his way to fulfill an election promise. Far from arrogant. It sounds like democracy. Little green man.